Welcome back to Birmingham Wheels Raceway. As I said earlier, those are words I didn't think I'd be saying at one point during 2020. It's as though the raceway was gone earlier this year, but thanks to Mr. Philip Bond and his army of helpers, the raceway was rescued. Great to be back here racing in the second city at this inner city venue. We are just outside the centre of Birmingham. Brisca Formula 2 will be back out on track later on for their final and Grand National. For now, we take a look at one of our support formulas. These are the American Cup cars, effectively NASCAR racing in miniature. This will be a 25-lap race. The heat's won by number 11, Julie Stanford, and by 38, Ryan Aldwood, who's sadly a non-starter for this final. 29, Dave Walker on pole, number 19 of Ben Lim alongside him. Revs begin to rise from these motorcycle-engined cars then. As a certain commentator in America would say, let's go racing, boys. Darrell Waltrip would say, and already, we've got a squeeze on there. Problems for Alan Hall in the 77. A couple of cars caught up there. Dom Tranquil was one of them. The other is Paul Hinkley in the number 99. Tranquil's got some front-end damage there, but he's still going. It's number 19 of Ben Lim, the former kart racer, who has taken the early lead ahead of Dave Walker from the front row. Tranquil is still there in third place in number 53. They'll start to sort themselves out behind them. Must be under the floodlights at Daytona, couldn't we? 25 in the middle of a three-wide moment there. Paul Allen taking Chris Watkins in 44 out wide. He's the points leader in the white number 44. Dave Watkins out there as well in 04. Look out also for Dan Holden, number 39. A one-off appearance for him tonight. Very successful Legends racer on the short ovals. 42 in there in the Pertec car. It's Andy Williams. They start to sort themselves out. Now some of the quicker runners starting to come through from further back on the grid. It's the results in the heats that are used to determine the grids for the finals in American Cup car racing. There of Dave Walker starting to drop back from his pole position. There's the number 11. Note the blue neons on the wheels of that car. That's Julie Stanford, Pink Panther as she's known, driving instructor by trade, and races with her husband Steve. Not many husbands and wives race together in UK motorsports. Steve, her husband, in the number 22 car. He's a bit further up the order. We'll pick him up in a moment. Julie battling away with Chris Watkins there in the 44. Just ahead of them, Harry Tiller in car number 69. Very highly rated young gun in this formula, fighting away there with the number 33. That's Dave Church. There is Steve Stanford in the 22. The Joey Logano Pennzoil look-alike from the world of NASCAR, attacking the 53 of Dom Tranquil down into turns 3 and 4 there, and he goes through the inside and up into second place, chasing number 19, Ben Lim, re-signalled through by the start marshal there. Ben Lim, the former kart racer in number 19, leads the way. And Holden side by side with Chris Watkins. Behind him, number 69, that's Harry Tiller. We've got Chris Watkins and Julie Pink Panther Stanford. She won the first heat. Second heat went to Ryan Aldwood, who was unfortunately non-starter for the final by the look of things. So five-way scrap developing here. We're coming up towards halfway, and Ben Lim under pressure for the lead, trying to go around the outside is Steve Stanford. He and Julie, the promoters of American Cup car racing in the UK. Steve started this formula under another name a few years ago, and grid numbers rising all the time. It's great to see over the years this form of miniature NASCAR racing. Motorcycle engine machines, space frame chassis, very enjoyable form of short oval. Side by side then down towards turn 1. Stanford round the outside of number 19 of Ben Lim. Side by side into the back straight. Can Steve Stanford pull ahead here on the outside in the high groove, as they say in American racing? Yes, looks like he's done it. Steve Stanford takes the lead in the 22. Is it going to be a double for the Stanford family tonight? On the outside again is the number 53, Dom Tranquil. So that bit of damage from the first corner contra Tom not slowing him down. He's up to second. Now here comes the midfield peloton, if you like. Up to third, it's Chris Watkins. Ben Lim starting to fall back into fourth place now. Next runner is Harry Tiller, number 69. I believe he's the son of Mark Tiller of Super Rock racing fame in the past. Number 3 pulling off to the centre, that's Paul Sweeney out of the race. These drivers have raced in a variety of formulae over the years. The Watkins family have done Rebels and Legends cars. Dan Holden, of course, very successful in UK Open Track Legends. So further down the order, Paul Hinkley, the ex-Stocks Kart racer. He's been involved in short ovals racing for many decades now. Runs an ice cream parlour for a living, would you believe, which explains his race number, 99. A little further down the order, he's in the Stars and Stripes livery car. So caught up on the first turn, but nice little battle developing here, almost three wide. Julie Stanford right in the middle there. Chris Watkis in the white car tries to go around the outside, nearly tastes Armco there. They're trying to get past Ben Lim, and Chris Watkis is going to spin out. Round goes the 44. Now that'll harm his chances of the points championship. He was leading the points coming into this round of the American Cup season as Julie Stanford clips the back of the number 19 of Ben Lim. And again, as they go into turn 3 there, she didn't bump your son, she rubbed you. And rubbing son is racing, as they say. Four of Dave Watkis up the inside here of the 53 car. Dom Tranquil goes into second place. Now can they catch Steve Stanford? Look at the lead he's got. It's down into turn 1. Dave Watkis second, Dom Tranquil is third. Next Harry Tiller. Lim still hanging on to 5th position ahead of the number 11 of Julie Pink Panther Stanford. Stanford in the black and pink machine there. Harry Tiller in the 69, and still Stanford can't find her way through in that Toyota Camry look-alike. Again goes for the inside, and again Ben Lim holds her off. Like a proper NASCAR race this is. Into 3 laps to go now for Steve Stanford in the 22. Looks like it's going to be a double for the family. Julie won the first heat earlier on. It's a very busy meeting. There's about 9 or 10 formulas racing here at Birmingham today. Trying to give competitors as much track time as possible this year with the shortened season. Leader coming up on a back marker there. In the closing stages now, Julie Stanford trying the outside line instead. Is she finally going to get past Ben Lim? Yes, she is, down the back straight. Now she'll have a go at Harry Tiller and Dom Tranquil ahead of her. Tiller up the inside coming off turn 4. The penultimate lap takes the place away. He's going to go into third place, I think, ahead of Dom Tranquil. That car not handling well after being bumped on the first turn. Number 29 of Dave Walker being lapped. Dave Watkis trying to get round the outside of him, but Stanford, Steve Stanford that is home free. It's going to be a win for Joey Logano, aka Steve Stanford in the 22. Down the back straight he comes for the last time. He's well clear of his opposition. Harry Tiller under fire. Still the battle going on for third, but it's a win for Steve Stanford. It's a double for the Stanford family tonight. Dave Watkis comes over in second. Harry Tiller third. I think that's Julie Stanford on his tail as they cross line. So once she got past Ben Lim, that's a fine run in the closing stages by Julie Stanford. We didn't quite get both of the family on the podium. We will check out the results of our American Cup Cars final in a moment. Great racing under the floodlights from these little machines. A bit of bump and run, NASCAR style as well. Great stuff. It is Steve Stanford, aka Joey Logano, who takes the win in the 22. The cars slow up, looks like they're all in now. Very enjoyable stuff indeed. Proof that you don't need big bumpers hitting each other for a good oval race. Steve Stanford taking the win by nearly 3 seconds at the flag ahead of Dave Watkis. Harry Tiller just holding off the charging Julie Stanford for third. Dom Tranquil, despite a bit of damage, takes 5th ahead of the early leader Ben Lim. Dan Holden 7th ahead of Alan Hall, despite that problem on the first turn. Chris Watkis rejoining for 9th after his spin. Paul Allen in 25 rounding out the top 10, and Paul Hinkley and Dave Walker the other finishers. Final time then for the Brisca Formula 2 stock cars. We switch the winner of heat number 1. Second heat going to Brad McKinstry, consolation to Jordan Thackeray. 28 of the qualifiers are out there. We are missing a couple of cars. Mark Adkins is not out, I don't think. And we haven't got the 736 cars, Josh Weir. So they're the only 2 qualifiers we're missing from the 13 that made it in. John Palmer there at the back of the Superstars. He could be a favourite here. He's won races and titles at Birmingham in the past. Look out for Aaron Veit in 184. Hardest hitting drivers here tonight. Turns 1 and 2, they go the red tops ready for the rolling start. Then 20 laps, we are underway with the Brisca F2 feature final. Ready tyre smoke there as the red tops start to battle. Here we go, we are underway. The car that led into the first turn was Jamie Jones, number 915 from the white tops. We concentrate on this big field of blues and reds. On board with Charlie Ginchard in number 183, chasing after Liam Bentham in 488 from the Superstar Grade, fires him wide towards Harley Burns in the 992, dives up the inside. They complete their first lap. Charlie Ginchard ready on a charge from the back. Reds and blues out all over the place in front of us. Bumpers certainly going in on the turns. It is Jamie Jones of the 915 who has got the early lead of this, qualified through the Constellation. Start to sort themselves out around the turns. It looks like the red tops happy to battle each other at the moment rather than go after the lower graders up front. Big hit there going in from Chevy Mills on the back of Aaron Vate in 184. Vate getting a bit of a taste of his own medicine there. He's been hitting everything in sight tonight. Fights back with the bumper into turn one. Apologies if it's a struggle to identify some of the cars, because going into turn one there you may notice one of the floodlights unfortunately isn't working, so it's a bit tricky to see as the cars go into turn one. Not for John Palmer, he's attacking Daz Kitson there. Also gets past Sam Birchall in number 10, who's fallen back from the white grade. Palmer well and truly on the move. He wants a final win to crown his evening. He's fighting for the points championship this year with the likes of Dave Polly. With the Superstar lights flashing away on his aerofoil. There's Jack Cave going toe-to-toe with our Constellation winner, Jordan Thacker. Back on board with Charlie Ginchard, gets the bumper in on Mark Gibbs in the 578. Now going for 817. That is Tim Bailey. Kent on his outside in 976. The bumper goes in on Bailey. His father and brother, Paul and Tom, have raced Brisca F2 with him in the past. Before of John Palmer now gets the bumper in on Cave. He's certainly moving up the order and coming up towards halfway. This Brisca F2 feature final here under the floodlights at Birmingham Wheels Raceway. Your leader is Jamie Jones, still the white grader in front. This is impressive. Could we see a shock result here? The higher graders, as we've seen earlier tonight, too busy fighting each other. Will Adams is in second place in the 544. Pick up the leaders hopefully in a moment. Charlie Ginchard again gets the bumper in on Daz Kitson, the former double world champion back at the beginning of the 2000s. Northampton, one at Kings Lynn. Daz Kitson back-to-back world titles in 2000 and 2001. There's Captain Caveman, Jack Cave in the 801, still under fire. Charlie Ginchard. Liam Bentham in there as well in the 488s. It's finally taken wide. The red top train able to come through. Now here's the battle for the lead, and Will Adams has caught Jamie Jones. Julian Coombs behind them in third place. It's a race to the lower graders in this final. 544, you can see there, has still got his novice cross on the back of his car, so he's only a few meetings into his career. Starting off white grade tonight though, and he's going to take the lead of the final through turn 4. He goes through. Superb from Will Adams in 544. It's the first time he's raced, I think, anything here at Birmingham Wheels. Could he be on for a final win? Trying to get away from the 915 of Jamie Jones, and he got through on turn 4 there. There's Palmer. He's now starting to catch this lead battle, you can see there. There's Adams the leader, Jones second, Julian Coombs in the green 828 car is third. Then we've got Reese Winch, who's already had a win tonight in Heat 1. Palmer, though, is up to fifth. Attacks Reese Winch. Behind him is Dan Fallows, number 581. Red Rum, as he's nicknamed, because a few years ago he was constantly winning Grand Nationals at every meeting. About 10 in a row at one point, I remember. Palmer goes through past Reese Winch. Now he's ready to attack the top three. There's Julian Coombs, the Cornishman ahead. Fallows now behind him in 581, down to 6th position. See the brake disc glowing in his rear wheel there. Shows how hard he's working that car. Jordan Thacker behind him in 7th, ahead of Charlie Ginchard. It's Will Adams out front, and there will only be 3 laps to go this time. I think we're going to have a white grade winner here at Wheels tonight. We don't say that very often. This is a track favoured by lower graders. As walloping goes the bumper there. Jamie Jones spins out. He had Coombs fired into him by Palmer, but Dan Fallows has got past all of them. Thank you very much, he said. I'll go through the gap on the inside. Palmer takes his frustrations out on Julian Coombs. He may have damaged that car a little there, John Palmer. Yeah, I think I can see sparks coming from underneath, so he may have picked up a bit of damage, which might hinder his chance to catch the top 3 now in the 24. Yeah, you see the sparks there coming off from underneath. We're coming round to start the final lap this time though, and Will Adams is heading for victory. We're going to have a white grade winner in our meeting final here at Birmingham tonight. There he is, 544. Will Adams, what a surprise result this is going to be. Now down the back straight they come. Adams heading for the checkered flag. Reese Winch holding off Dan Fallows around the final turn, but Will Adams wins his first ever Brisca F2 final. Reese Winch in second, Dan Fallows third, John Palmer is fourth. Well, if on-track betting was allowed on UK stock car racing, I wonder what odds you've got on that result, as somebody blows up as he crosses the line there. Couldn't quite tell who that was. Might have been Chevy Mills, possibly in the 538, I'm not sure. It was a red grade, that's all I can tell you, but it's a white grader who's won it. Well done, Will Adams. A new name at the top in Brisca Formula 2, and Reese Winch, our earlier heat winner, taking second. They were separated by 1 1/4 seconds at the flag. Dan Fallows heading home the slightly hobbled car of John Palmer for third. Julian Coombs fifth ahead of Jordan Thacker, then Charlie Ginchard in seventh. Brad McKinstry eighth, then Aaron Vates and Jack Cave rounding out the top 10 in a race where the lower graders held sway.
Final winner, 544, Will Adams from White as well.
Yeah, got going well, got a good start. Me and 914 having a good battle for first, and after he pulled away from me and then adjusted the brakes halfway, managed to get the car going a lot better and started to catch him up, and then managed to move him out, get my head down, and that was it. Then I was away. I saw some flashing lights in the mirror, I thought I better get going a bit quicker as well. So, but yeah, really happy with it, really, yeah, smashing.
And there was a good grid of reds in that as well, so you really did have to get going quick.
Yeah, I had to get a good break. I mean, my dad was saying you've got to get gone from the start. If you get gone from the start and you get out in front, then you're away. So we weren't getting caught up in anything and managed to get gone. So yeah, really happy with it, really happy.
And that's the beauty of Birmingham, and it is big and wide. You get wound up, they're not catching you.
No, managed to get going, and yeah, just really happy with it. I mean, this morning the car wouldn't start and didn't think we were going to get here, and thanks to Jack, I borrowed some of his parts off his shower car to get here, and yeah, it just makes it all worthwhile then, all the time me and my dad have put into it. So yeah, really happy with it.
Well done and enjoy the win.
Yeah, cheers, thank you.
Final race of the night and the biggest grid of the night. 30 cars on track then for the Grand National, and Will Adams, fair play to him, is taking the lap handicap in the 544 car. Plenty of big names to watch for out there. John Palmer's out there in this one. Who else have we got? Brad McKinstry's back out, Charlie Ginchard, Harley Burns. Chevy Mills is on the grid further back, so possibly not his engine that blew up. Harley Thacker is back out as well in the number 9. His team have been working hard to repair his car. A bit of a problem up among the red graders at the moment, so things have come to a halt on the rolling lap. Somebody's had a problem, I think. That's Harley Burns, 992. 184 Aaron Bate giving him a push there. Well, he's been using his bumper on everything else tonight, so why not do the same here? Just trying to get that car going up there before we get this 16-lap Grand National underway. 544 Will Adams as final winner takes the 1-lap handicap, trying to make up some ground towards the top 10 for a few extra minutes. Brad McKinstry, John Palmer, Charlie Ginchard, Aaron Vates, and 488 Liam Bentham. Looks like he's brewing up there. Are overheating a little. Milk, no sugar, please, Liam, if you've got the kettle on. Let's hope that car does survive the distance in this race. Now it's overheating a bit with the delay there. 30 cars, this is going to be a lively one. Let's begin to rise, and here we go with the last race of the night, the Grand National. Pace car pulls off and they're away. It's Jamie Jones, by the look of it, who takes up position at the front of the field. Bumpers going in already. Jamie Ward Scott gets taken wide there in 881. We can see which of the white graders is going to lead as they complete the first lap. Already bumpers going in among the Reds and Superstars, as we've seen all evening. They've been fighting among themselves. On board with Aaron Vane. Now this is the place you want to be for some front bumper action. Everybody else going wide in front of him. It was Ben Spence, number 903, who led the opening lap, I can tell you. On board with Captain Caveman, Jack Cave in the 801, attacking 581 of Dan Fallows. He didn't get the best of starts there in among the red tops, now chasing his fellow blues. But Tristan Claydon, the 210 ahead of him. He's won a couple of titles in F2s in the past. He won the Birmingham white and yellow grade series. Got a spinner there. Ben Fairbrother has spun in 115. Somebody else off in the background. Didn't see who it was. Brad McKinstry under fire from Charlie Ginchard. Tristan Claydon gets dispatched by Dan Kent in 976. This is frantic out there. They push and shove their way round. John Palmer getting the bumper in as he always does. Ben Spence, number 903, the white top, who's out in front. Could we have another white grade winner tonight? Fire graders all in this big clump further back. In go the bumpers again, and Palmer's taken wide. They're going to be 4 wide, they're going to be 5 wide off the turn. Look at that. They somehow all got through there without incident. This is terrific stuff. Liam Bentham's in there, Palmer, McKinstry. They're catching up to one of the yellow greys there. I think that might be Harrison Bryant in the 91. Palmer leading somebody out wide there. They're going to go 3 wide again. Oh, and Palmer's been taken out. The 24 gets turned sideways. Let's hope nobody collects him there at the end of the back straight. Disaster for John Palmer. It's been a frustrating evening for him all round. Disqualified from his heats. He picked up damage and could only manage 4th in the final. As meanwhile, number 844 there, Jack Prosser, moves past the 881. That's of Jamie Ward-Scott. That's for 3rd place. The 2 white graders there in the background. Ben Spence with the lead and Jamie Jones in 2nd place. So Prosser's now up to 3rd. But Palmer's rejoined a lap down. He needs to try and get in the points paying positions to keep his championship chance alive of the points title this year. Things settling down again then. Harrison Bryant under fire from Aaron Vates. We're just past halfway in this frantic Grand National. There's action everywhere you look on the oval at the moment. It is great to be back at Brum with the Brisca F2s. Liam Bentham past Sam Birchall there in the number 10. Julian Coombs fighting with David Shearing and Jamie Ward-Scott in 881, Mr. E Series. But that'll happen again over the closed season 2020 to 2021. Very good online racing was on display in that series. 581 Dan Fallows attacking Brad McKinstry in the 747, being attacked in turn as well. Here's the fight up front. 844 of Jack Prosser trying to catch our leaders. He's going for Jamie Jones down the back straight. Prosser into 2nd place. Ben Fairbrother there in 115 is a lap down. Ben Spence with the lead, but Prosser is closing fast. Here he comes. He's under fire there from Jamie Jones. He's had a good consistent night, Jamie Jones, in 915. Towards turns 3 and 4. Prosser's got the leader in his sights now. Ben Spence in the 903. We've seen him have some good finishes at Skegness this year. 3 laps to go. The starter signals them through. Jack Prosser knows this is his chance to attack as they go into turns 1 and 2, and he's got through. Prosser into the lead in 844. Somebody slowing up there on the outside. I think that was Brad McKinstry in the 747. They've got a back marker in the way now. It's Birchall in the number 10. Prosser just flicks him aside. He knows that his opponents are there on his tail. It's all whites and yellows at the front, with one exception. You can see there Jordan Thakra is up to 3rd in 324. He's attacking Jamie Jones. We've got cars off on turn 4. Dan Kent was one of them. Brad McKinstry was another. We're into the last lap of the night though. It's going to be a win for Jack Prosser. Can Jordan Thakra get past Jamie Jones? He's got Palmer on his tail, but Palmer of course is a lap down. It's going to be a win for Jack Prosser, another lower grade victory. The yellow top takes it. Thakra coming through for 2nd on the last bend. Jamie Jones in 3rd. Well done to him. He's had a great evening. And the rest of them come through. We didn't see much of Will Adams in that one, but a learning exercise coming through from the lap handicap after his maiden final win. And the win goes to Jack Prosser. The yellow grader has taken it. Taking the lead only 3 laps from home from Ben Spence, who crossed the line in the top 10. We'll see where in a second. And a great effort by Jamie Jones. There's Will Adams as well. Will Adams, I can tell you, made it up to 18th place from the back. Jack Prosser, the winner, ahead of Jordan Thakra by 2.5 seconds. Jamie Jones 3rd ahead of David Shearing, and long-time leader Ben Spence in 5th. Jack Cave 6th ahead of earlier winner Reese Winch. Then Julian Coombs, Jamie Ward-Scott and Dan Fallows completing the top 10.
A national winner at 844 Jack Prosser. That was some race.
Yeah, that was alright. Just seemed to get a good break and then was able to get away really, so it was a good race, yeah.
And the Reds were leathering each other behind you. I don't know if you saw any of that.
No, I seen when John Palmer rejoined. I thought hopefully he's not too fired up, but luckily he was alright and managed to keep away from him and keep going.
It's been a good night for lower graders as well.
Yeah, good track Birmingham for lower grade. If you can just get that breakaway, you're away, so it's good.
It is nice to be back at Birmingham.
Good to be back at Birmingham, yeah, I've always enjoyed Birmingham.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, a quite superb return to Birmingham Wheels Raceway for the Brisca Formula 2s tonight. 40 cars here, and every driver has worked superbly to put on a show. Well done to all our winners. Special well done to Will Adams, his first ever Brisca F2 final victory. That wraps up the action tonight then. Hopefully we'll be back at Birmingham Wheels for more action in the 2021 season. This is the only visit of the F2s in 2020. Thank you very much indeed for watching tonight. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage. It's goodbye for now.